Hey, welcome to week 3 of agri109 lab. 2 labs, just like the last few weeks this week. I'll kind of walk you through them. The first one is pretty straightforward. A lot of material to kind of look forward through, read, understand it's the tail end of the beef industry and kind of going through that. And then the second lab in the second module is going to be about the dairy industry. That one, you may have to buy a few supplies. I'll talk through that. I'll kind of show it to you and talk you through the process. A good chunk of the lab, you don't need stuff. And then you get to make your own butter in the second half. So you might, just depending on what you have in your own kitchen and or family's kitchens, you may or may not need to purchase something, but nothing too expensive or extravagant. So with no further ado, let me hop over. Where am I going to go? This one. Yes. All right, Blackboard, here we go. Okay, so as I said, modules 5 and 6 of week 3. So meat evaluation and then the dairy industry. I'm going to quickly pop over into number 5 for you guys. Okay. This week, the videos, because we are talking about meat, depending on your ability to stomach certain things, they might seem graphic. Not for everybody, definitely depending on who's in your family. Be careful what you're watching at that time. So come on down. So there are 3 different PDFs or a PowerPoint to click on to talk about meat evaluation, cuts, things like that. It's a very interesting week if you've never thought about where your food comes from. Also, several videos talking about the same thing. So it will take you some time to go through them. Nothing is intense and it's going to make your brain hurt, might gross you out. You might be like, wow, that's really cool. I'm so glad I eat meat. I don't know where it's going to take you. And then it's time for your lab report. And so this talks about the lab report, carcass judging, determining yield. So know that at first this might seem like a confusing and hard lab, but everything you need is in the materials I gave you, okay? So don't be scared. And there is your submission sheet, just like you've done before. Get those to me. And then if you're really interested in the subject, there's extra videos for you. So, learn to your heart's content on this one. I'm going to come back up here and go over to the next module now. All right, so module 6, welcome to the dairy industry. All right, so milk and all of its wonders. Here are the materials you will need to complete your lab. So I will let you guys go through that. Some great videos. And then I would like to pull up your report and go through that a little bit with you. So here we go. All right, so here's your lab report that you're going to fill out and turn to me. The first section is going to be on the different dairy breeds and characteristics and information. You can think of it like a trivia sheet for all the different dairy cow breeds, okay? So you will fill that out, and then you're going to talk about the composition of milk, and then you're going to go through the GI tract of the dairy cow, and then talk about the ration that they need, which we refer to as a TMR. So dry matter versus pounds, and then there's questions to go with that. Don't worry, all of that information were in those links earlier. Okay, and then the making of butter. So right here, it talks about the materials that you will need. So 2 cups of cream. This needs to be not just like the fake stuff that you put in your coffee if it's flavored, like true cream. So you might need to go to the grocery store and make sure you get 2 cups of cream. Any kind of jar with a lid. It can be like a canning jar. I've seen people do like Tupperware, things like that. I think a jar works best, but you can get a little creative on that. And then some sort of a strainer or cheesecloth. I've had students who, of course, I don't think a lot of people have a cheesecloth, but if you do, fantastic. If you don't, you can use all sorts of things, even like a colander or like a vegetable strainer, things like that. Know that you might lose a little bit of your butter in those, but your butter should be a decent chunk of a solid, and you just want something to get the liquid waste off. Okay. So, and then you're going to go down and it's going to be just another scientific method, right? And process. So you have your hypothesis, your procedure, and it talks you through how to make the butter. Okay, so right here it talks about shake the container up and down in a rhythmic pattern for 10 to 12 plus minutes. It takes a while, and this isn't a woo shake. I mean, it's like you need to put force into it and really go for it. So depending on how forceful you are with your shaking or not forceful you are, the time is going to vary on that. You're not looking for a paste, you are looking for an actual solid to form. So it takes longer than you think. Don't give up. Maybe you can have family members help, and then it won't be quite as hard on your body to shake and make butter. Okay, and then you're going to go through and do your observations and some more questions. I do want photos of your process and your product. I'm just asking for 4. You can send me as many as you want. That's what I ask for. And then the last part of this lab is going to go into udder health and what's going on. Obviously, if the udder is not healthy, then the milk we get from it is not as well. I worked with a dairy practice that was an organic dairy on the Oregon coast. Great place, great practice, but when the cows were sick and the udder had mastitis, let's just say that seeing a strawberry milk that's not really strawberry and chocolate milk that's definitely not chocolate is kind of a gross thing to see. No, it never made it to the market. Those cows were isolated, but blah. All right, so that is this week's fun. I can't wait to see what you guys get with your butter making process. Let me know if you have any hiccups or any issues. Otherwise, have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you next time.